Hey guys, trilogy here, coming at you with another video. We recently made a video on this channel discussing what we can expect from Pokémon Legends Galar, card above to that video, but in that video, the discussion was based around leaked information that came from the Terror Leak and also some speculation on my part as to what I would like to see from Legends Galar, but I wanted to continue this series of videos going through all of the different regions that could potentially get Legends games in the future, and today I wanted to highlight the Kanto region. Legends Kanto, I feel like, is a lock to happen at some point. Quite frankly, I'm surprised that Legends Kanto hasn't come up yet. Legends Kanto, to me, really just feels like a lock to happen because as we've seen through the years with Pokemon, they like to revisit the Kanto region a lot and show it a lot of love, given it's the first ever region within the Pokemon franchise. You know, we got Fire Red and Leaf Green, which obviously were the first remakes for that region. We later got Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee on the Nintendo Switch, which again is another remake of the Kanto region. And not only that, but if you look at just Pokemon that have received new forms, like for example the Alolan forms are exclusively made up of Kanto Pokemon. A lot of the Mega Evolutions we've gotten are of Kanto Pokemon. Just in general, Kanto is a region that sees a lot of love from Game Freak. So I think naturally a Legends Kanto game makes a lot of sense. As for what we could see in a Legends Kanto game, I think the first thing we need to touch on is what time would this game be taking place in? Would it be in the present, in the past, or in the future? As we've seen with Pokemon Legends Arceus and Legends ZA thus far, Legends Arceus took place in past Sinnoh, in the Hisui region before the Sinnoh region was even called the Sinnoh region, and with Legends ZA, we see that Legends ZA takes place 5 years after the original X and Y, so in the present day Lumio City in the Kalos region. For Legends Kanto, I can't get away from the idea of this game taking place in the future. I feel like the future is something that will be explored eventually in a Pokemon Legends game, and I feel like it would work rather well for the Kanto region for a couple of reasons. Number one, I feel like Kanto would work well in the future because we could see the evolution of not only the region, but just the climate of it in terms of what happened to Team Rocket. I feel like Team Rocket is central to Pokemon Red and Blue and all of the Kanto games that have come since, that it's really something that I feel like would be a focal point or would be something that people want to explore and discover more of in a Pokemon Legends Kanto game, and I feel like therefore it would have to take place in the future because obviously the original Red and Blue, Fire Red and Leaf Green, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, Giovanni's Team Rocket gets disbanded, right? We defeat Team Rocket and they are disbanded. Giovanni is no more. Obviously the Gold and Silver games, the Johto region, they take place after Red and Blue. They serve as sequels to those games, so they also have some Team Rocket lore within them, some Team Rocket story. Obviously Giovanni appears in that game as well, or I believe he appears. It's been a while since I played Johto, so don't quote me on that. But nevertheless, I feel like if we take a step forward into the future, we could see what exactly happened to Team Rocket. Are there remnants of it still around? Is it something that has been completely disbanded, or maybe are there younger people who view it fondly and are trying to reform Team Rocket? Maybe Team Rocket's remnants are still around from the days of Giovanni being the leader of Team Rocket, and they're trying to make Team Rocket as big as it once was, doing different experimentations and whatnot on different Pokemon. And I feel like the way this is going to go and where this would lead to is Mew 3. I think Mew 3 is something that is inevitable. It is going to eventually happen within this franchise, and it's something that I really want to see. I remember back to the X and Y days when we were having the hype season or marketing cycle for that game. They introduced a brand new Mew, a brand new Pokemon that had some resemblance to Mewtwo, but they weren't really saying what it is at the time. Obviously, it ended up being Mega Mewtwo Y. This was before we knew Mega Evolution was even a thing, but at the point in time when they were teasing this, everyone thought this was Mew 3. I remember a younger trainer DC being so excited at the idea and at the visual that we had here that we are going to get another clone of Mew in Mew 3. Obviously, ended up in a different direction. It's a Mega Evolution for Mewtwo, which is still great. I really like the direction they took Mewtwo in with Mega Mewtwo Y, and obviously there's Mega Mewtwo X as well. But I think Mew 3 is something that needs to happen at some point. It's kind of funny because I'm not sure where exactly the community lies with this topic, because I know personally one of my friends who is a big Pokemon fan, he is not so fond of the idea of Mew 3. Every time I bring it up, he scoffs at it and says, no, this is something that should not happen. I, on the other hand, think Mew 3 would be an awesome thing to see one day. So I'm not really sure where people in the community land on this. I feel like it's mixed. I feel like I've seen people say they want to see this happen, and other people think it's just them kind of milking Gen 1 even further. But I think it'd be something cool to see in a Legends Kanto game taking place in the future. The second thing about Legends Kanto, which is why I think it would work rather well, is it's a different take on the Pokemon franchise, having a game take place far into the future. Obviously, you could do this with any region, but the reason why I would want to see this with Kanto is because of a leak, or I should say a fake leak, that we had in 2017. If you guys recall, in 2017, there was a rumor circulating, or leaks I should say circulating, about what the next generation of Pokemon was going to be. A lot of this stemmed from an image that was circulating online of one of the water routes from Kanto from Generation 1 that was in HD 3D now, and people were saying that this water route was going to be replicated in Generation 8, one-to-one replication, kind of like how Viridian Forest is replicated in X and Y, something similar to that. But then rumors started to circulate on 4chan and online that apparently Generation 8 was going to take the Pokemon franchise into a completely different direction. It was being said that Generation 8's games were going to be sequels to the original Red and Blue, taking place 100 years in the future in a future Kanto region. I remember at this point in time, the leak had mentioned that the Kanto region had drastically changed, that a lot of the Pokemon that were native to Kanto have died out because of changes to the region, such as the volcano on Cinnabar Island erupting and destroying a large portion of the region. The gyms have changed, the region itself has changed, and just it was going to be a drastically different looking Kanto from what we saw in the original Red and Blue. I wasn't too fond of the idea in terms of this being Generation 8 of Pokemon, because I would like to see every generation of Pokemon be a brand new region, a brand new part of the Pokemon world, because I think that's part of the fun of it, right? Is getting to see what other parts of the Pokemon world exist, what other regions there are out there. But that idea has always stuck with me, of a future Kanto game where we see some event has happened that has drastically changed the region. I don't know if Game Freak would go down the route of the volcano on Cinnabar Island erupting and destroying a large portion of the region and killing a lot of the Pokemon that are native to Kanto. I don't know if they would make it that dark, but nevertheless, I feel like a game taking place in the future where we do see the region drastically change over time. Maybe it's something like there's some urban development program, like we see the urban redevelopment program in Pokemon Legends ZA. Maybe something's happening where these vast forests and the landscape of Kanto is changing into more so of a metropolis. We're seeing the region change towards the progression of a more technological future. Maybe we see that because of this, a lot of the Pokemon are moved out of their natural environments. Because of this, a lot of the Pokemon that were native to Kanto either left the region or have evolved into new types of Pokemon or regional variants or even convergent species. I think this would be a fun way to explore a Kanto region in the future. Maybe we would see something along the lines of, hey, Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur have drastically changed because of the climate changes within the Kanto region. They have brand new forms, brand new typings. Maybe they straight up have new evolutions to Ivysaur, Wartortle, and Charmeleon, although I think the latter is a lot less likely. But maybe we finally see a Fire Dragon type Charizard that is akin to our Mega Charizard X. Maybe we see a different take on Blastoise, that it gains a second typing. Maybe we see that Venusaur is no longer a grass and poison type, but it takes on a different secondary typing. I think this would all be rather cool to see in a Legends Kanto game, and it's something that, just because of that fake leak, I cannot get it out of my head of having a Kanto game taking place in the future, 100 years after the original Red and Blue. And I feel like the perfect way to explore something like this would be within a Legends game. And furthermore, the last thing I'll say on this, I feel like having a Legends game in the future would complete the trilogy that we have right now, or the trilogy that is forming. We obviously had our Legends game in the past with Legends Arceus. We had our Legends game in the present with Legends ZA. I feel like a Legends game in the future would just make a lot of sense to kind of have everything go full circle, right? You cover every single era. You have the past, the present, and the future. Obviously, the leaks are indicating that, hey, the next Legends game at the time at which those documents were being created was going to be Legends Galar. Of course, that could have changed. Maybe we are getting a Legends game in the future, but if we were to get a Legends game in the future, I would want to see a Legends Kanto game. I feel like having a Kanto game taking place in the future would be really, really cool. Anyways, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about all this. What do you guys think about the potential of a Legends Kanto game taking place in the future? Do you like my idea for this, or do you hate it, and would you rather see a Legends Kanto game in the past, or maybe even in the present? Or would you want to see a different region other than Kanto get a Legends game in and of itself? Let me know down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from Trainer DC. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.